Hey guys, just before we get into this episode of the 16-Bit Show, I just want to let you know we have a new format. From now on, we're going to have a new rating system that breaks down into 4 categories. The categories are gameplay, graphics, replayability, and the soundtrack. Each has a total of 2.5. All of these will add up to 10, and the score will add up to what it is out of 10. So for example, if a game has all 1s, it's 4 out of 10. If games have all 2s, it's an 8 out of 10, and so on. Plus, at the end, if the game is below 5 out of 10, we get to destroy it. So guys, sit back and relax, and let's see if I destroy a game this time around. Enjoy. Alright, I know I skipped last month, but things got in the way. So, we're now in March, and this month's game is in this box. So let's open it up and take a look. We appear to have an N64 cartridge. It has March on it. Looks like we got a 4-leaf clover and some green beer. So let's open her up and see what we got. We have a red cartridge, and it says Spider-Man on it. This may not be so bad. So, let's take a look at Spider-Man from the Nintendo 64. So in Spider-Man, you play as, you guessed it, Spider-Man. The game starts, however, with Peter Parker and Brock taking pictures of Dr. Octopus, revealing some kind of tech. But then a fake Spider-Man steals Octopus's device to frame the real Spider-Man, and thus, Spider-Man is now wanted by the police. The game's plot unfolds as you play the game, where different things happen to reveal more characters, such as Scorpio attacking J. Jonah Jameson, Black Cat needing help to defeat Rhino, and so on and so on. You reveal a lot of enemies in Spider-Man, such as Venom, Mysterio, and Carnage, as well as the previously mentioned enemies. To sum up what I think of this game, I enjoyed it. It feels like what you would expect from a Spider-Man game. You fly around the rooftops of New York and kick bad guys' asses. What more can you really ask for? The characters are designed very well, and look exactly like they're supposed to look. Also, having the amazing Stan Lee narrate the story instantly makes this game a good game.
Welcome, true believers and newcomers alike. Spider-Man co-creator Stan Lee here. Once again, we find our hero Peter Parker, better known around the world as the Amazing Spider-Man, in a heap of trouble. But this is just the beginning, Spidey fans. So get ready for a true superhero action thriller, packed to the brim with thrills and chills, twists and turns, more supervillains than you can shake a web at, and of course, non-stop web-slinging, wall-crawling action.
Really, my main problems with the game is that sometimes shooting webs can be a pain in the ass. Not only are the webs hard to aim, but with only one button to shoot them, you end up using the wrong web attack, and it can really fuck you over. Fuck off! Another issue I have is that this game suffers from something a lot of Nintendo 64 games suffer from, and that's the fucking camera. Like most N64 games, you got no way to control the camera, so at times the camera angle can fuck you up. There are also times when flying in the sky from one building to another, the R button will just give out and Spider-Man will fall to his death, and that can really annoy you at times. Also, this police helicopter. Yeah, fuck this helicopter. At first it is not so bad to dodge, but eventually it gets more of a pain in the ass to dodge. Like, fuck, the police in GTA 5 aren't as big of pricks. However, even with the flaws, this game is still fun and playable. There have definitely been worse superhero games for the Nintendo 64. Trust me, there have been. Fuck that fucking game. The boss fights in this game, while fun, are quite difficult if you don't know what you're doing. I found myself dying several times while fighting the Rhino, but as I found out what to do to defeat him, it became easier and easier. So if you can find out what to do quick, you should be able to defeat the bosses fairly easily. If you can't, just be ready for a lot of trial and error. The graphics for the era of games is pretty good. The characters look like how they're supposed to look, and are all bright and colorful, minus Rhino of course, as he is supposed to be a dull brownish gray color. Some of the non-hero / villain characters, though, look like there was less effort put into them, as their shapes look more blocky and their faces look basically pasted on. However, on the Nintendo 64, that's expected, with a lot of character designs. The landscape, however, when you're flying around New York, looks so-so. The The buildings in the foreground look fine, but the background has almost no detail. With only being able to see tops of buildings, it gives the landscape a sort of dull and bland look. However, once again, due to the era this game came out in, we can look past that. Once you're inside a building or some other location, there isn't really much of a problem with the graphics. An unfortunate thing though, depending on how you look at it, is that in the Nintendo version of the game, the cutscenes are replaced with still images of the cutscenes in a comic book style. For me personally, I got no problem with this, and I actually quite like the style as it makes the game feel more like a comic book game. And since it's a Spider-Man game, it should feel like that. The graphics definitely work for this game, and only have minor problems. A cool thing about this game is you can collect things along the way, such as comic book covers, as well as several costumes for Spider-Man. This gives the game some replayability. However, if you're not one for a collectathon, you'll find that one playthrough of the game will satisfy you. The soundtrack in this game is what you would want in a Spider-Man game. One of the best tracks I have to say though is the opening menu track. Just give it a listen. Damn, that's catchy. And that goes with a lot of the songs in the game too. They match the tone of the game and never feel out of place. All in all, Spider-Man is a fun game with a lot of challenges along the way. The graphics at times can be better, but also look great at times as well. The game has its flaws, but it is a fun game to play, and now it's time to bring out our brand new rating system. The gameplay for me is a solid 2 out of 2.5. It has its flaws, but overall handles good and the story is what you would expect from a Spider-Man game. The graphics, while flawed, are fine for a game like this, so I'll give it a 2 out of 2.5. For reliability, if it wasn't for the things that you can collect, there would be very few reasons to play this game again. So I'm going to give it a 1.5 out of 2.5. The soundtrack in this game is catchy and sounds great, and great for this kind of game. A solid 1.5 out of 2.5. This game gets a total of 7 out of 10. And there you have it, guys. Spider-Man on Nintendo 64 is a nice little hidden gem. I recommend picking it up if you see it in the wild. However, do know that there are some flaws. Now, due to the game getting above a 5 out of 10, we will not be destroying it. But there will be other games to abolish in the future. So now, guys, I gotta go. I got more games to play. So see you next time. Take care.